Imagine living in a place where the government promises complete equality, yet behind the scenes, a select few rulers enjoy extraordinary luxuries, living lives closer to royalty than the ordinary citizens they govern. Welcome to the hidden side of communist rule, a stark contradiction between ideology and reality. Under communist regimes, leaders often preached ideals of equality, shared resources, and common sacrifice. Publicly, they wore simple clothing, delivered speeches about working-class values, and promoted a lifestyle of collective prosperity. But behind closed doors, the story was shockingly different. Communist leaders enjoyed lavish homes, often hidden from public view and heavily guarded. Joseph Stalin, the ruthless leader of the Soviet Union, didn't reside in humble apartments. Instead, he moved between luxurious private dachas scattered throughout Russia, surrounded by lush gardens, private cinemas, swimming pools, and immense security. Similarly, Romania's infamous dictator, Nicolae Ceausescu, constructed a gigantic palace, the second largest administrative building in the world, filled with crystal chandeliers, marble staircases, and rooms larger than most citizens' entire homes. North Korea's Kim dynasty is even more notorious. Kim Jong-il reportedly maintained 17 palatial estates scattered across the country, each equipped with personal movie theaters, bowling alleys, golf courses, and underground tunnels for swift escapes. Exclusive imported goods. While ordinary citizens face shortages of basic necessities, communist elites indulge freely in expensive imported goods. Fidel Castro, Cuba's longtime leader, was famous for savoring the finest French wines and rare cigars. East Germany's communist leaders imported West German delicacies, luxury cars, and even Swiss chocolates at a time when their citizens struggled to find basic groceries. In North Korea, the Kim family has long been known to import luxury goods, from French cheeses to expensive watches. Despite sanctions and widespread poverty, Kim Jong-un himself has a passion for imported whiskey, expensive seafood, and rare delicacies unavailable to ordinary North Koreans. Lavish parties and banquets. Even in times of severe famine, communist elites hosted extravagant banquets filled with rare delicacies and expensive wines. Stalin famously held lavish dinners while millions starved during the devastating famines in Ukraine and Russia. In North Korea, massive food shortages in the 1990s left millions starving, yet state leaders held extravagant feasts, privately indulging in luxurious imported meals. Likewise, during China's Great Leap Forward, while ordinary citizens faced starvation, Chairman Mao hosted feasts with delicacies specially prepared for his inner circle. Personal security and bodyguards. Communist leaders maintained vast personal security details. Stalin employed dozens of highly trained bodyguards, constantly fearing assassination. Nicolae Ceausescu's notorious Romanian Securitate guarded him around the clock, carefully screening everyone who approached him. Kim Jong-un's security measures are legendary. He travels with highly trained bodyguards jogging alongside his armored limousine, meticulously selecting guards from families known to be utterly loyal to the regime. Ordinary citizens, meanwhile, lived in constant fear and insecurity, unprotected and vulnerable. Private trains and luxury vehicles. While average citizens often lacked basic transportation, communist rulers traveled in style. Stalin famously avoided airplanes and instead rode heavily armored luxury trains, complete with fine dining cars and private compartments furnished lavishly. Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un have continued this tradition, using heavily armored private trains equipped with imported luxury furniture, gourmet kitchens, and entertainment rooms. Ceausescu maintained a fleet of luxury vehicles, limousines imported from the West, and extravagantly fitted out, while Romanian citizens struggled with public transport that frequently broke down. Secret offshore bank accounts. Communist leaders privately amassed wealth in foreign bank accounts and offshore havens. East Germany's leadership secretly held funds in Swiss banks, shielding personal fortunes from their citizens' eyes. Fidel Castro, despite publicly promoting modesty, is reported to have controlled accounts worth hundreds of millions of dollars, hidden carefully to maintain his revolutionary image. Such hypocrisy contradicted communist ideals of shared wealth and common ownership, private islands, and resorts. Communist rulers didn't stop at luxury homes. Some had entire islands or resorts dedicated solely to their pleasure. Yugoslav leader Josip Broz Tito spent leisure time at the beautiful Brihuny Islands, exclusive and inaccessible to ordinary citizens, entertaining world leaders and celebrities. In Cuba, Fidel Castro enjoyed his own secluded islands, complete with yacht docks and luxurious villas, far removed from the hardships faced daily by Cuban citizens under his rule. Special access to Western entertainment. Despite publicly condemning Western culture, communist elites secretly consumed banned movies, music, and literature. Kim Jong-il famously possessed a huge personal collection of Hollywood films, even kidnapping South Korean directors and actors to create movies for his own enjoyment. East German leaders privately imported Western films and music records, strictly banning these same items for ordinary citizens. Special health care and doctors. Ordinary communist citizens often faced poor healthcare conditions, limited medicines, and inadequate hospitals. Yet communist leaders enjoyed world-class medical care. Soviet leaders had private doctors trained internationally, access to advanced treatments, and specialized facilities hidden from public view. In North Korea, Kim Jong-un reportedly employs teams of foreign-trained doctors and specialists, accessing advanced medical equipment that ordinary citizens could never dream of. Personal chefs and elite cuisine. While ordinary citizens faced food shortages, communist leaders employed personal chefs who prepared lavish meals from imported ingredients. Stalin's kitchens overflowed with delicacies from across the Soviet Union and abroad. North Korea's Kim family has maintained an entire staff dedicated solely to preparing gourmet meals. Personal chefs have detailed extraordinary feasts for the ruling family, featuring luxury seafood, rare meats, and international dishes, even during widespread famine. The extravagant lifestyles of communist leaders reveal a stark contradiction at the heart of their ideology. While preaching equality and collective sacrifice, these leaders lived in luxury and excess, hidden behind a facade of simplicity and moderation. Ordinary citizens, meanwhile, endured hardship, deprivation, and constant propaganda that celebrated their own supposed equality. Communism promised a world without inequality, but the lives of its leaders told a very different story. In the end, it wasn't capitalism or Western influence that undermined communism. It was the blatant hypocrisy of the very leaders who claimed to uphold its ideals. If you liked this video, watch the next one, about the strange and ugly experiments of the USSR.